Hi guys, today is Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025, and it's 7:06 in the morning, and it's chilly, 76 degrees. That's the number synchronicities, 7:06 a.m. and 76 degrees. I love number synchronicities of stretching. Okay, so got my little sweater thing because I knew it was gonna be cold. Glad I didn't forget it this time. So cozy. Okay, so I have my interview makeup on. My interview's at 10:30 today. As soon as my interview is, so I'm gonna do my hair, like straighten it and then put it in a braid on the side and pull it to like a side braid, and then I'm really excited. I'm going to answer questions very concisely and like give like examples and short stories, and then I'm going to not like fumble, no and also I'm not gonna say that's a really good question, because I fucking hate when people say that to me on dates. And then it's gonna be hard for me because I'm not used to being interviewed. I'm better at talking like freestyle. And I'm gonna just try my best to not give them any essence that I'm an e-girl. So that's my plan. But for your entertainment purposes only, I did say you guys during 3 interviews. So yeah, yup, they know she's a YouTuber. So yeah, I'm gonna not say you guys at the end, at the very end too. I'm like, fuck. I just like, fuck. But anyways, I'm also gonna learn about the company and figure out why I want to work there. And yeah, I didn't do that yet. I have 3 hours. And I'm gonna be very normal. So yeah, good luck to me, I guess. Oh god, something's in my eye. But yeah, this is an interview makeup. Very light, discreet, boring. That's what we're going for. I posted it also on my Instagram. I wrote, do you like my interview makeup? Wish me luck on the job. Let's get the job. Yeah, and then I have another interview on Friday, and I'm still applying for more to try to get more interviews. So hopefully I get this one. I already know all the answers to all the really hard questions. So I think I'm good, because I have like been rejected so many times that I kind of learned in every single time, like, what do you not do? So for me, it's really hard with interviews because my interviewers, they're always really deceptive, and they come up with like a friendly demeanor, but then they secretly like are haters. So yeah, but this time I think I got it this time. My interview 3 interviews ago was like the hardest interview I ever did. It was like we had to do like exercises during the interview. She'd be like, okay, and she put like a scenario, like it was like a fucking, what do you call it? Like a like, you know when you do like your Spanish proficiency test? It was like that. So she put like, okay, she put a scenario in the chat, and then she was like, okay, I'm gonna turn the cameras off and turn the camera on when you're ready. And then it's like a whole scenario. It was like, what would you do if blah 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 blah. I'm there with my notebook. She put the timer for 5 minutes. I never went over the time. And then turn your cameras back on, and then tell her what I would do. And then she's like grilling me, asking me, but what if this? But what if this? But what if this? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? That was the hardest interview I ever had to do. but I actually aced that one, and I moved to the next 2 rounds. But that was the hardest one I ever did. Super excited about this. I think this interview is going to be different than the other ones, because when I was on the other interviews, I was like a total e-girl. But sometimes I even wore my e-girl makeup. I was just really unhinged. And then also this is really bad. I would just like ask them like ridiculous questions, because there's this like one meme TikToker, and she's like a recruiter. So she tells you to like ask interviewers these like really hard questions at the end when they ask you, do you have any questions? And yeah, so I just messed up a whole bunch of my interviews, but I don't really care. But this one I'm gonna try to get it, so I'll let you guys know if I got it or not. My goal this time, what they always do to me is that they put me through all the interview rounds until the final boss, the literal boss, the final boss, and then they just reject me. So this time I'm just gonna make sure they don't waste my time. And I know this also sounds weird, like I go in person and meet the boss, like it's so weird. And this time it's gonna be it's gonna be different this time. I know it sounds weird, but it's gonna be different because now that I've been like walking every day, I think it's gonna be better for my interview, because those days that I did all those other interviews I told you about that I messed up, I literally was just like at home playing video games and eating Uber Eats, streaming and stuff, right? Streaming. But I feel like the increased activity of walking outside every day, I told you guys it translated to more views for me, because I think I have higher energy now. And yeah, so I have higher energy levels. But I remember I told you guys in the early podcast of me walking around, I was like, you guys could see it in my face, like the difference of just because I walk. So like I feel like I don't look like a video game burnout anymore as much as I used to, because I've been walking every day, and also my energy levels are naturally higher without being like cringy happy like how I used to be naturally in my 20s. So hopefully I just get it, and hopefully there's no drama. I hope they just believe me. I'm gonna try to be as normal as possible and as professional as possible. I'm gonna answer all the questions clearly. My life kind of depends on this interview, and they did choose me, and they did have a photo of me, and in the photo I'm wearing like pink makeup like this. It's all glittery, just like this. It was probably this makeup, and yeah, so it's like, it's not like they don't know what I look like. So, and yeah, and I do have the experience, so yeah, I'm not really excited for the interview. Like, who the fuck wants to sit down and do an interview? Especially if you're getting like a mean interviewer or anything like that. It's just like, it's just hell. But I always pray before my interviews. Like, I seriously want this one. I could do a really good job, but I have a little bit of a problem convincing people that like it was like weird, because whenever you say something, or whenever I say something, it sounds like a lie. So, but yeah, I have gotten rejected from a lot of guys and a lot of jobs because I also seem like too good to be true, they're too perfect. And so I'm just gonna try to be a professional human being today. Kiosk. How pretty my makeup is. Isn't that really, really pretty? I know. I'm like, I actually don't even know if I put the right number, even though it's letting me. Let's start over. Make sure we got the right ones. Griddles, yes. $6.33. That's my number. The troll questions that the TikTok recruiter told us to ask. She was like, guys, ask these questions and you'll definitely get the job. That she was like, they want to see that, you know, you'll stand up for yourself or whatever. And she got like millions of views on that video. And then and she pinned it to the top of her page. And then in the comments it's like, no, this is what they don't want you to ask. The questions that I asked during the interviews that I threw were, why is the position open? That's like her number one comment that she got flamed for. I forgot the other ones, but yeah, I won't be asking those today. And I remember this one time, so I was doing this interview with this lady. This one was really recent. She has this like pretty blonde hair. She was actually the HR lady. She was really scary. I was doing a video interview with her, and she was like, so the interview, the whole thing went really well, but I just had a feeling like it was like a toxic work culture. So at the end, at the very end, I was just like, oh, so like, was there someone else in the role, or is this like a new role? And I got that from the recruiter, TikTok lady, and then she was like, this is what she said. She had like a stern face, and she was like, yeah, there used to be somebody else in the role. And then I just like never heard from her again, GG. But honestly, like every single time I get rejected though from a job, I just know that it's for the best, because like if I go to the job, what if they're mean to me? What if they like yell at me? What if like I'm miserable, or like what if it's a toxic work culture, you know? So like honestly, I just think it's better if I get rejected early, but I prefer to get rejected early. Like for that one, the HR lady was she was the second round, and she just rejected me, and I didn't get to meet the boss, who was probably really nice. But I really don't care, because I know you guys still believe me, but I really don't care, because I would have to deal with seeing that HR lady every single day in the office. She told me that she goes to the office every day, you know, so it's just weird. They asked me this time if I have any questions. One question I'm not gonna ask is about company culture. I think it's just like an outdated question that we learned like years ago in the interview process, very primitive and boring, and you know, I'm not gonna ask that one. But I'm gonna ask, the question I'm gonna ask is, like what projects do you see me working on at the company, additional projects, you know, that I can help with on other teams and stuff like that. That's what I'm gonna ask her. And You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not gonna mess this one up. So if I don't get this job, it's just because they don't like me, which is fine. And then I'll just apply for more and try to get another interview. I'm grateful I even got an interview. Interviews are really hard today, so yeah. If she asks me why I want to work there, I'm gonna tell her like I really like the company mission, but I'm gonna be really specific. And then the most common question I always get in all the interviews is like, you know, what would you do in conflict? How do you deal with difficult personalities? Really good at answering all the questions. Thank you. Okay, 6:33. Here we go. Cute. Let's eat this. Get online, and I have to straighten my hair when it dries in an hour. And let's also why the TikTok recruiter, first of all, she's a meme, but I could see why she told people to ask, you know, is this a new role? You know, where did the person before that go and stuff. The reason why she said to ask that, I'm not gonna ask that, but the reason why she said to ask that is a really good question. The reason why is because then you see like, oh, are they just like firing people? Are they promoting them? You know what I'm saying? Because whatever happened to the last person, that's gonna like happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they were really mean to that person, or you know, I always take the employee's side because I worked in a lot of toxic work cultures before. But yeah, let's do this. Take some photos. I see why it's a good question. It looks so pretty here against like the green grass. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. So alright, here we go, guys. I'm gonna turn on the stream, but I'm just gonna do interview prep until 10:30 interview. After the 10:30 interview, I'm gonna add more makeup so I feel comfortable being cute doll, and then I'm gonna stream League of Legends all day, and then tomorrow I'll resume my full content creation schedule. So back to work. Friday I have another interview at Chipotle. A lot of the higher level positions that I've seen people get jobs at my previous job, I've seen other people get hired. They were really, like, their questions were outrageous. Just like the ones I was saying that the TikTok recruiter is saying to do, which I'm not gonna do this time. I'm gonna play it safe, but their questions were like, in the real world, I worked at jobs and I saw people get hired and they were asking ridiculous questions. I think that being like quirky and I don't know if it's like quirky and weird or what, but asking such a like a forward thing makes you come off as, they'll be like, wow, like the interviewer will be like, wow, nobody's ever asked me that before. They're really brave to ask that. And they come off like they have a lot of confidence. I think that's like the number one secret for like the $450,000 jobs. I seen them ask some weird shit, and they be like writing weird stuff in the emails too. They like are weird, and then when I would meet them or go to their meetings, the $450,000 people salary, they also they have personalities. It's weird. So I think for the high level jobs, I truly think that they troll and just get their jobs, honestly. Like, it's just ridiculous. But I don't think it will work for low-level jobs, so. I think that kind of stuff only works, like being ballsy only works for high-level jobs. I don't think it really works for low-level jobs. For low-level jobs, they're like, you better have zero personality and do whatever we say. So, okay, no problem. One time they hired this C-level guy, and he was like so weird the whole time, right? And then I was in the meeting. He literally falls asleep during the meeting, but he joined in on Zoom, and I can like hear him snoring. So like I slack him, and I like try to wake him up and like tell him to mute his mic. And he's like C-level, like chief level. And then one day I just go to like the copy machine to like make a copy, and there's a couch in that room because like a new office, and it has like a wing that like is about to get people are about to like put their like stuff in there or whatever. Like teams are about to move into that space, and I just went to not the copy machine, but I went to go print something, but it also has a copy machine function. He's just sleeping on the couch, the one couch of furniture that's in there. I just pretend like I don't see anything. He's C-level. That's what I'm talking about, guys. $450,000 to sleep in the meeting and be quirky and also sleep on the couch. Okay, whatever. This is BS. I do have one more story about him. He was like, I went to a meeting, and he was going to be in my meeting. It's in person this time, and he has like a Rick and Morty shirt on. And he was like, do you like Rick and Morty? I'm like, my friends always tell me to watch it, but I never really got to watch it. He was like, the funniest thing just happened. He was like, I listen to Rick and Morty while I'm working. He was like, all the time. And then he says like some joke about like it goes on speaker. I don't remember what happened, but obviously like a technical thing, and they just like went out loud to everybody, and it was like a certain part, and I just was like smiling, but like I'm not like easily humored, so. But yeah, come on, he's watching Rick and Morty while working. That's crazy. This is a true story. Yeah, I've seen a lot of executives get away with some crazy stuff. There was one more that was crazier than that, but I don't really know what I could say about her. Hers was just weird. Okay, I love you guys. So thank you for sticking with me. Wish me luck on my interview. Okay, bye. Hi guys. I'm just working while eating McDonald's. But I just realized, okay, so last night I rewatched my last 3 podcasts. And I realized right now, 7:49 a.m., I realized why everyone just keeps asking me, like someone just wrote in my chat, I'm in the food and drink section on Twitch, lurking while eating McDonald's. And he wrote, what do you think about new Lost Ark update, question mark? And I'm like, why the fuck are people asking me this? I forgot, guys. I forgot that I'm the queen of Lost Ark. My bad. And now everything just makes sense. I forgot. I genuinely forgot, okay?